Welcome back once again. Like I said, it's a series, and this is the concluding part of this series. And what are we talking about? We're talking about personal performance management. We're talking about achieving successful outcomes. In the first part of this series, we talked about what successful outcome is, and we talked about how to plan your activity. We talked about how to identify what the outcomes should be. And we talked about the fact that you should be able to plan how to manage yourself towards actualizing or towards achieving set outcomes around any given task. Now, this second part, we'll be taking it up from where we stopped. I talked about how to set up activities and how to identify the outcomes. Though identifying the outcomes comes first. When you know the outcome you expect, then you can now build the activities around it. But then it is important to set up the parameters with which you'll be able to measure success. For instance, in the first part, I talked about you coming up with a report. You want to come up with a report that your boss will not complain about, a report that will not be queried. And how do you set up parameters to measure yourself? Let's look at the quality part of it, which I think I mentioned during the early part of this discussion. When you look at the quality part of your report, you have to ensure that it is error-free grammatically. So you might want to use several tools. Free tools are there that can help you check your write-up to be sure that you don't have any grammatical blunder, around what you have written. You want to check to make sure that your ideas, the ideology you're presenting via the report are clearly presented in certain ways. You want to be sure that all the parts that ought to be addressed in this report are properly addressed. Now, doing that is good enough to help you measure yourself in the area of job quality. But then, if your boss should say to you that I need this report by 10 a.m. and you are getting this brief by 8 a.m., it means you have 2 hours. So you should be able to plan around working within the allotted time. So time is of essence here. So some of the parameters you use here, you have quality. Secondly, you have turnaround time management. You should be able to plan and ensure that you achieve the set objectives within a given timeline. If you achieve the set objectives by 12 noon, meanwhile your boss expects that you put in your report at about 10 a.m., you've been able to put in a very good report, but at the wrong time. So you lose points in some areas and you gain points in some areas. This is how it relates to the life of an office person. This is how it relates to the life of a career person. Let us look at the lifestyle of an average entrepreneur, especially a startup, right? Or an SME. You also have to plan your operations. You have to define the activities. You have to define the expected outcomes. You have to look at what you allocate to people. You have to set parameters. How do you measure quality if your staff should come with a report? How do you ensure that the turnaround time has been well achieved? If you fail to set these parameters when giving out the assignment, then you have no basis of measurement. If you give me that assignment that ought to take 2 hours and I get it, pushed in after 7 hours, yes, you can't complain. Why? You did not give me that set parameter. So it is very, very important to understand how to set parameters around your activities. The parameters will be your guide. They will ensure that you are within scope of measurement. So your outcomes that you have identified from the onset, when you get to that point, even you will know that yes, I have been able to achieve my set outcomes. So I want to just say now that we are done with this particular series, with this second part. If you feel like you can listen and listen and listen again, you can watch this over and over again. If you feel like these are blessed you, yes, you look at our post and you see several other subject matters we would have talked about. Enjoy yourself with all our posts. If you want, please do like and share. If not, it's okay. Just ensure you remain blessed in all you do. Thank you for now. Bye.